Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Morgan. Bid you all welcome back, finally, to Gothic II. First episode of 2021, as it were. Apologies for how long it's been. It has not been a great start to the year for me, so time has been in short supply. So last episode, we kind of got a lot of things done. I think I got involved in a bit more than I intended to, because the way I usually try and do these videos is to stay on one task and see it to completion as much as possible. I ended up starting Fortuno's bit in the middle of all this with Esteban, so we're just gonna end up kind of completing both today. No big deal. Esteban would have taken more than one episode, and Fortuno's doesn't take too long, so I guess it'd be how it is. That's no secret. But Fortuno has an issue with his memory. If we recall, he just can't quite remember what happened to him. We gave him the Green Novice, which kind of made him more lucid, but he still doesn't remember. So the only person we know around here who deals with herbal remedies is Miguel. So let's see if he has an answer for us.
Fortuno is pretty confused and could use a potion to restore his memory.
Fortuno? That's Raven's servant, no?
He was. Now he's just a wreck, and it's Raven's fault.
Raven? Until now, I thought a lot of him. All right. But here in the swamp, I can't brew any potions.
I could brew the potion. There's an alchemist's bench in the camp. I just need the recipe.
Be careful with this recipe. Brewing this potion is dangerous. If something goes wrong in the brewing, or one of the ingredients isn't right, the potion will be deadly.
I'll be careful.
Oh, I'll be very careful. Come on, man, I'm a mage. I know how to do your potions. That's elementary school bullshit to me. So, yeah. This recipe calls for mental alteration. Secretion from 2 blood fly stingers is required to create this potion. Add to that 1 mana extract, 1 essence of healing, and a bag of red tier pepper. Only an expert alchemist who knows how to extract the secretion from the stingers should try this potion. Oh, we're an expert alchemist. What could it possibly take? So I think the requirement to be an expert alchemist is actually just to know how to make an essence of healing or mana. I think that's all it takes. But we have what we need in that regard. We just have to make sure we have the other ingredients, which I have a singular bloodfly stinger. But I did make sure to buy 2 red tier peppers before we hit up Jarkandar. You can get one of them from Zurus Master Potions and the other one from Sagita, the Herb Witch.
Show me your...
And if you want bloodfly stingers, Fisk here actually sells quite a few. And in fact, we're gonna buy a total of 3 of them, so we have 4. That way we can make 2 potions.
That's no secret.
Now, as far as the red tier pepper, there is actually... blew my mind. Because a lot of commenters are saying that they managed to find a red tier pepper in the inventories of some of the pirates. One person said, oh, I found it on Greg, and another person said, oh, I found it on Samuel. And I'm like, well, I don't know what the hell either of you are talking about. Neither of them carry it. And I even went and checked at different points in the story, or in the quest here. Went back and checked their inventories. I beat them up. I possessed them. I tried anything I could see to get them to drop it. And after doing some research, I found one comment in an old forum that I think said that the first time you enter Jarkandar, there is a script that runs that gives certain characters something like a 1 in 15 chance to carry the red tier pepper. And since I never knew that they could carry it, I've never really checked every time, so I have no idea if they've ever actually held it in any occasion when I played this game. The fact that that is a chance-based thing kind of blows my mind. I have no idea why they would do it that way. I considered the idea that they might have, as a contingency, given it to a random NPC so that you wouldn't have to go back to Corinus to get it. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It's completely up to random chance. I can't confirm that for myself, because like I said, I've never seen them carry it, but obviously some people have. And I'm not going to call them liars. Okay, so we got one. We'll make one for ourselves. Let's get this over to Fortuno. See what he can recall.
You don't have to ask me that.
Alright, Fortuno, here's to your fortunes.
I have a potion for you. It will help you to remember.
I trust you.
Whoa! Wow! That's a little dramatic, don't you think? This potion can't be that bad. I mean, just watch. Whoops, that wasn't it. Come on, man. Oh my god. Well. Guess we aren't the master alchemist we thought we were. So I guess if you're not a trained alchemist who knows how to deal with the secretion of the bloodfly stingers, the result gives you an instant menstrual cycle that completely exsanguinates you. So, obviously what went wrong here is that I very deliberately did not read this letter. You get 150 XP for first time you read the bloodfly venom thing. This letter is from Damarok, who was one of the fire mages who barely ever said anything in Gothic 1. So we got this in the castle by stealing a key somewhere and stomping about in, well, the castle that was formerly the Ore Baron's headquarters. Now the Paladins are squatting in. And the interesting thing about this is not only does it allow us to make this potion in the original game in Vanilla Gothic 2 and carries over into this one, it turns the bloodfly stingers into probably the strongest healing item in the game. I think they're an instant 100% heal. So the only thing that is as strong as that is the pure life energy potion, which is another thing that was only introduced in Night of the Raven. But the difference with these is, first of all, they're pretty dirt cheap, and you can get them from bloodflies as long as you learn the ability to remove them. But I don't remember how many it takes. They will eventually stop working once you've taken too many, but I know a lot of people use them as healing items because they're quick and easy. It only takes a time of the animation to eat the thing, which is the basic, I think the same eating animation as like eating an apple. So they're pretty quick, really effective, and as long as you don't have to heal too often, then you basically have a really excellent healing supply. So, this should work now.
I have a potion for you. It will help you to remember.
I trust you.
And...
Ah! I remember again. Now I see. Adanos, be with me. What have I done?
yes, what have you done?
It sounded like you were asking that as an
Above
actual
all,
question.
What has Raven done?
I helped him to make contact with him. He wanted various elixirs. I brewed them for him. He tried to open the portal to get into the temple.
Why? What does he want in the temple?
A powerful artifact. It lies buried together with the one who once bore it. A mighty warrior who fell to him.
And then?
We couldn't open the portal, but Raven was sure that he could, if he had the tomb of the priest excavated. That's why he brought the slaves here. Victims he could force to dig where the powers of time lie at rest.
Tomb of the priest.
The resting place of a priest of Adanos. It lies in the mine. I also remember the stone tablets. He believed that they would show him the way. And once he was able to decipher the characters on them, he no longer needed me. He put a spell of forgetfulness on me. And you have freed me.
What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
Attack? Sorry, I was absent for some time. I don't know anything about it.
Well, that don't help us too much, does it? So, interesting. Raven's plans, obviously, were kind of come up with on the fly. He showed up here, tried to get into the temple after some artifact, which Zardas implied to us ages ago. But he had to excavate the tomb of a priest and try and summon his ghost. So that's definitely some information Satras is going to be interested to hear. What I don't understand is if he didn't feel comfortable with the idea of Fortuno knowing what he was up to, why would he go through the effort of casting a spell of forgetfulness? Something like Oblivion, I guess. Why wouldn't he just kill the dude? Seems like the easiest way to, you know, silence loose lips. As they say, dead men tell no tales. But that would, make things less convenient for us, so I guess that's what that's all about. So, we still need to sort out the business with the attack on Esteban's life. There's a little bit more to learn I don't know why I came all the way out here. I was going to go see Satras. So I guess we'll just do that, since I'm already halfway there. There's a little bit more to learn in the camp there. I think there's one more NPC we haven't talked to. Again, it's been so long that I actually can't quite remember what we've done. I saw that we killed Senyan. So obviously we've chatted up Emilio, but I don't think we've heard all he has to say. So the odd thing about this quest is that there's only so much you have to do to get the information you want. But if you do things wrong, you really complicate things. But we'll get into that once we actually reach the point we need. Oh, you know what? There is one more thing I wanted to do. Good thing I kept notes from when I did my test run. Probably about a month ago. So we need a dose of Lu's hammer, and we have the recipe. We can make it ourselves, but the ingredients are kind of annoying to get. So instead, we can give the Lu's hammer to Samuel, the moonshiner of the pirates, who has wanted some new recipes to try out. So this is definitely one he'll be interested in.
Hey! About Raven. I was in the bandit camp to the east. Raven is their leader. But in order to get to Raven, I have to get some of the bandits out of the way first.
Fine. Then good luck. But do not forget that it must happen quickly. Raven must not reach his goal under any circumstances.
He has a gold mine, and he has the prisoners digging for gold.
That sounds like him. You must get the prisoners out of there.
Yes, of course. I'm working on it. There is even a fellow with the bandits who claims to know Raven's plans. His name is Fortuno. He says that Raven wants to get into the temple to get a powerful artifact.
And? Did he know more about this artifact?
He could only tell me that Raven has had the grave of a priest of Adonis opened.
This grave may contain the key to the temple. You should take a look around there.
Raven has forced the prisoners to excavate the grave of the priest.
That is not good. You must hurry and stop Raven.
I mean, I feel like we missed a kind of important detail that Fortuno slipped, which was that the artifact that he's looking for was sealed with, quote, the warrior who once bore it. Which implies it's a weapon of some kind. That might be some valuable intel. But anyway. Let's go drop off this Lu's hammer and see what Samuel can make of it.
I've got a recipe for you.
Great! Let me see. What kind of recipe?
I've actually got two, but here's the first one.
It's from Snaff.
Snuff.
But it sounds terrible. I must try it at once.
Be careful. That's absolutely deadly stuff.
You're scaring me, but I'll give it a try anyway.
So, the interesting thing is that,
I want some.
Name your
the Lou's hammer
I want Lou's hammer.
great stuff. Put it down the hatch.
actually does some good things.
Give me a double. A double hammer.
Don't do anything you might regret, kid. I hope you don't want this for yourself.
The double hammer kinda doesn't have a reason to exist. I've never really found a use for it. Because if you want to consume the hammer, I realize calling it the hammer implies double hammer. But if you want the single hammer, effect question marks. So effect is actually mana +1, which is kind of useless. So I don't even bother drinking it. Because 1 mana doesn't do us much good. The double just hurts. Hurts a lot. So there is no reason for it. Now, I have tried to find other occasions where maybe an NPC asks for like a bottle of liquor or something. And maybe you can foist the double hammer on them for some slapstick hijinks. But nope, I've never seen an occasion where you can actually use it. I think the one that I considered was that Brandon here asked you to get him a hasty herring earlier, and maybe you can foist one of these on him, but I'm pretty sure I tried that, and I don't think it's an option. So anyway, we got this useless double hammer. I guess I'm not sure I ever tried to give it to Snaff in lieu of the Lou's hammer. Lieu of Lou's. I guess we'll see if that does anything. I don't think it does, however. Alright,
Hey.
Snaff, it's hammer time.
I distilled the booze.
Excellent. Then I'll finish it. Here, you can try a portion right away. That'll put some strength in your arm. Oh, and if I can help you again, for you, all information is free from now on.
It's a very good thing that we didn't ask for information before now, because as we'll find out, his information was not worth the asking price. So fire strips is, well, it's a soup. Similar to the meat soup that we got from the bandit outside, except inexplicably worth a hell of a lot more. It gives +1 strength, and that's all it does. So it's another strength bonus if you want one. We have no need of it now. But the meat stew, I recommend hanging on to, because this one we actually can use later. Fire strips I don't think has any other use.
Hey, you!
Anyway, Snaff.
What are my chances of finding my man?
You bumped off one of Esteban's people. The man you're looking for will believe you're on his side. But he won't just reveal himself to you. You'll have to find out more.
I knew that.
Exactly.
What do people here think of Esteban?
You'll have to be a bit more precise.
So I don't remember what he was charging before, but it's all for free now.
What about Finn?
A good digger. He has a nose for gold. Esteban favors him because of it. I think he's in pretty good standing with him.
What does Lenar think about Esteban?
As far as I can tell, Lenar doesn't think at all.
Emilio, what does he think about Esteban?
I don't think he'll bring any flowers to Esteban's grave, if you know what I mean.
What about Fisk?
Fisk is Fisk. He pays his share to Esteban and distributes the goods he mostly gets from the pirates. I don't think he really cares about Esteban.
What does Huno think of Esteban?
Ah, Uno. I know almost nothing about him. That information is, of course, free.
Well, so is the rest of it.
What about Paul?
I don't think he particularly likes Esteban. Since he's been working for Huno, he'll never get into the mine.
So Paul, I don't think we've talked to, so I don't know how we know him by name. Anyway, I don't know how Snaff gets away with gossiping so much. You would think he would wake up with a slashed throat someday. So we've gotten, we squeezed out what we could from Emilio, but might as well have a word with the diggers around here. How about you, sir?
About the attack on Esteban,
Yeah?
do you have any idea who's behind this?
Why do you want to know?
Good lord, my cats are going berserk. So, the trick with Finn here is that you need to dance around the issue quite a bit to get anything out of him. If you try and come out with a statement in one direction or another, he just kind of backs off. He's a little scared of your boldness. So just walk on eggshells with this guy.
I want to talk to the guy.
So? And what do you want from him?
I have some interesting information for him.
You're in cahoots with the guy who ordered the assassination, aren't you?
Now you need to say something with conviction, which is this.
Absolutely not.
Good. I'll tell you what I know. When the attack took place, I was trying to get my pickaxe from Fortuno the smith. But he wasn't there.
And?
Usually he's always there. Very suspicious if you ask me.
So, I think Snaff's information on Finn is a little bit disingenuous, because he implies that Finn would rather see Esteban, stay in good health. Therefore, would probably give you the information you need on finding the killer. But implying that you're doing it for Esteban's sake is another way in which he'll kind of get spooked and won't tell you anything. It is not essential that you learn anything from Finn. Since he's the hardest to get information from, he's actually pretty optional. There are more than enough ways to get the information you need, including Lenar here, which I think we already got. Right. So everyone, I think I said it last time, everyone implies that Lenar is such an idiot, and yet he seems way more observant and, I dare say, more cunning than a lot of the characters around here. So the only other person we can talk to give us anything, Fisk also danced around the issue, but Paul works with the man himself. We've heard a lot of talk about Huno, so...
Huno is suspected of having something to do with the attack.
I don't know anything about it.
But you work for Huno, so you do know something.
I know nothing. Honest, I have to go now.
Wait a minute.
I've got no time for things like that.
Do you know what Esteban will do to you when he finds out you're covering for Huno?
Man, leave me alone. I don't have anything to do with that business.
Tell me what you know now, or I'll slam you into the wall, Paul.
You can't rough me up just because you work for the boss.
I can.
Cut the crap.
Paul.
All I know is that Huno has a bone to pick with Esteban. He's constantly going on at me about that Esteban, that he screwed up business for him and so on. I only listened and never said anything.
Exactly. You see, that wasn't so bad.
I used to say that myself.
Everything else all right with you?
I told you everything I know.
So you did. And, well, the deck is stacking up against Huno here, so I guess now is time to lay the cards on the table.
It's totally obvious.
I've heard a few things about you.
So?
I heard that you weren't in your place when the attack occurred.
What else?
Paul said you hate Esteban.
So, did he? What else?
Emilio spat out your name. You definitely know something about the attack.
You've been having a chat with old Emilio, eh?
And he isn't the only one who suspects you.
Oh, not looking so confident now.
What's that supposed to mean, huh?
So, very important, do not try and commit to staying on Esteban's side here. If you say this, if you threaten Huno, he'll just tell you to fuck off. And when I say he'll tell you to fuck off, I mean he will keep telling you to fuck off until you fuck off.
No big deal.
If you were behind the attack, you'll pay for it.
You are such an idiot. Do you really think you can toady up to Esteban? Get out of here. What do you want now? Piss off. 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 What do you want now? Piss off.
So, even though if you want to try and play middle of the road, not really burn any bridges, you kind of don't have a choice here.
I want to join forces with the assassin.
Against Esteban, really? Then prove it. I've been waiting for too long for a delivery of steel from the pirates. I suspect that Esteban captured it in order to sell it to me later at a higher price. Of course, he won't do that himself. A couple of bandits in the swamp are on his payroll.
How do you know that?
Drunken bandits talk too much.
Does this talkative bandit have a name?
His name is none of your business, but the guy you're looking for is called Juan. Anyway, I haven't seen him in the
I never noticed that sniff in there.
You'll have to look for him in the swamp.
First, tell me who is behind the attack.
No, I don't trust you.
Look, the next conversation I have is either going to be with the person behind the attack or with Esteban. Who I talk to is your choice.
All right. I'll get you together with a perpetrator. But it happens the way I say. Got it? Go to the bar and talk to the barkeeper. You'll learn everything else from him.
So this is one of those things I never tried before, but yes, it is in fact possible to completely dodge the bit with Juan by basically threatening Juno on the second attempt. If you threaten Juno by saying whoever attacked Esteban will pay for it, he will not cooperate with you. But once you've gotten him to kind of expose that he knows something, then you can kind of take advantage of him a little bit. But regardless, we can still go forward with what he wants anyway. But just for continuity's sake, I'm going to back off because he's already told us that who we want is in the bar. So it kind of spoils it. I'd rather not do that. So we skip through all this.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Good. We'll see if you can be trusted.
So, yeah. If you agree to his terms, then you have to complete them. If you don't agree to it, then he'll yield anyway and give you what you want. But we want to do it. I mean, again, we could do it regardless. So all we're trying to do is find Juan and recover the goods, which we can do at pretty much any time. We could have done it even before we got here. But you know me, I'm a sucker for continuity. That's a lie. I think I do things, sequence break things, like half the time I play this game. So, there's no good indication on where Juan is. The swamp is a fairly large place. But we've been to the corner with X on the southmost point. We haven't really checked any of the path along the wall to the left of that, to the west. But there's one more corner in the far east. That's pretty much where we need to be. Now, if you want to make a direct path to that, it can get quite dangerous. So let's put on our good... That's not good armor. Our gooder armor. It's a swamp ass drone. There are also swamp golems out here somewhere. And I don't remember if we can actually hurt them with the spells we got. I guess now's a chance to tell. No idea why these loading bars are taking so much longer than they used to. That is hot dog shit. The thing with golems is that they're actually not that hard to deal with in melee. Because you can get them in a backpedal. As long as they don't bonk you like that. So if you really want to, you can just kind of go at them like this. The problem is when they decide to do their charging punch. But this is also just very annoying, so I'm not going to do it. So, Swamp Golem's a bit beyond our means, unfortunately. Oh wow, what's all this? Holy crap. I don't think I ever noticed this before. Was there a ring amongst those? We had 2 rings of the priest. I think we already had those. Loud ass crickets. Hit the bastard. So the safest way, if you kind of go in the direction that Edgar sent you for the greenstone tablet, there's the big rock he said to head left around. There's another big rock here. We actually want to go even lefter of that. Kind of follow it up here. If you really want to, and the way I used to do it, which is a little bit safer, is to basically head out of the swamp, kind of the way we came in, and then just follow the rock wall to the right. Or kind of to the southwest and along to the southeast. We have an inexplicable bag of herb tobacco here, which is something we can make, and it's one of the ones you can try and give to Abuyin for his tobacco blends, but he doesn't like it. There's actually somebody else we can give it to. I don't remember if we've done that already. I don't think we have. But anyway, a lot of swamp sharks out here, which are not fun. Why does the second fire arrow seem to miss every time? Swamp Astrone and swamp rats. Along this path here, first of all, a very lovely missing texture on the face of this rocky ledge. Or actually, these steps here. Why isn't that hitting? I guess that doesn't work against short enemies. The old spin around trick. Anyway, as long as we stick to the right here, we don't have to deal with a whole lot. Oh yeah, there's a teeth of a swamp shark here. I think we can use that to make a single dose of the mental elixir, which actually we still have. The thing with this is it gives you 250 XP based on what chapter you're in. So we're in chapter 3. That's 250 times 3, so 750. If you held off, you could get a maximum of... Was it 1500? 250 times 6? Yeah. Oh, bollocks. I forgot about the armor. Let us put our Bandito Incognito back on. So the funny thing is, once we get over there, they're gonna comment, because they still have the flag that says that we ran away from a fight, even though ostensibly they should not recognize us. So it's kind of funny.
Trying to pick another fight with me, are you?
No.
I thought you were trying to pick a fight with me. Did you change your mind?
You prefer talking, right?
How's it going?
What do you want? Have you got anything to say to me? If not, you can just go away. Otherwise, my friend will make mincemeat of you. So what is it?
They say you have some interesting wares to offer.
So what? Esteban wants to jerk me around, eh? I do all the work and hide away here for days in this miserable hole, and he just sends someone to fetch the stuff? I'm not a warehouse.
Yeah, and that isn't my problem.
But I'm making it your problem. You want the delivery? Fine. You can pay for it. Get the gold from Esteban or Raven or I don't know where. I don't care. Whoever wants these goods will pay for them.
Show me what you have.
So he's got all this stuff that we've heard about. He's got a jingling package of lockpicks for Fisk, a heavy steel package for Huno, and the 20 bottles of grog for Skip. The problem here is that the 20 bottles of grog do not drop when we kill him. The other two items do. So we cannot recover the grog in any other way other than paying for it, which is really annoying. But you know what? It's not really what I'm concerned with.
I don't come from Esteban.
Oh? Well then. Hey, just a moment. Hold still for a second. You have a critter on your shoulder.
You got ice in your face.
And now for some... Just stay away from me with... See?
This
That
guy,
wasn't so
hilariously,
hard.
doesn't seem to be all that fussed about defending Juan here. Well, we can leave him alone if we want to. He doesn't do anything. But I ain't gonna leave him alone. You gonna die.
Just you...
And now that is done, what do you have in here? Left, left, left. 2 sulfurs and a fish. There's a very stinky chest. Right, let us get ourselves back to the Bandito camp. There's some loot over there on that little island of sorts. Nothing memorable. And I say that based on the fact that I don't remember what it is. Which is not really a damning testimony. But regardless, I don't really care. There's a lot of swamp sharks around, and swamp golems in the rear. And they're more trouble than they're worth. But we got what we need. If you want to, you can actually bust open this bag of lockpicks and take the lockpicks for yourself. But as far as I recall, there are 12 lockpicks in here, and the cost of the parcel is 300. So that actually translates to... every lockpick is 10 gold apiece, so it should only be 120 gold. So how that markup works out, I don't really understand. But we obviously can't sell it for its list value. So if we tried to sell it, we'd only get 15% of 300.
That was no big deal.
Which is what, 45? So that's not worth it. And when we give it to Fisk, he actually will sell it in its, you know, packaged condition for the list price of 300. And if you wanted to buy it from him, obviously you're just paying an extortionist price for his lockpicks. But why don't we drop this off with him before we go back to Huno?
That'll only cause more trouble.
I have your package.
Indeed. What about Juan?
He's dead.
Good. Then he can't cause me any more trouble. As far as you are concerned, I have a pretty good relationship with Huno. I'll see to it that you get your armor cheap from now on. And here, I once got this stone from Caristo. It's the only thing that survived my flight from the barrier. I think you'll have more use for it than I do. One hand washes the other. That hasn't changed since back then.
Back then? I'm not sure I trust this guy. He seems to remember who we are. He's one of the few who does.
I won't be treated like that.
Well, he hasn't used it to extort us yet. So this blue stone, I assume, is another rune stone. And so I don't remember if he gives you a reward, any additional reward, if you are not a mage.
I won't be treated like that.
But the discount price from Huno, I can't really see what it is.
I need better armor. Fisk said you'd give me a good price.
Fisk, you say? Well, I still owe him a favor.
So we still can't see what it is. I think it's actually a pretty generous discount, but I never find the bandit armor terribly useful. So I'm not going to bother with it.
I have the steel.
And? Was Juan there too?
He was.
Juan there
I
too?
knew it. That rat Esteban was behind it.
Now, what about our agreement?
The man you want to talk to is waiting for you in the bar. Talk to the barkeeper.
Well, alright then. Time to see the face behind all this cloak and dagger bullshit.
Huno sent me.
Looks like you found your man. Go on up to the next floor. Someone's waiting for you.
Alright, folks, place your bets now. Who do you think it's gonna be? Fisk!
So you were behind the attack.
Yes, Esteban is in the way of my business. He won't let any of the bandits who work for me into the mine. He's making sure that everyone works for him, and only for him. That way, he can pocket a percentage of every deal and control the whole camp.
I could sell you to Esteban.
And then, what do you think will happen then? Do you think he'll give you what you want? Forget it! I have a better plan.
Do you want to take his place?
No, I'm a trader. I just want to go about my business in peace.
What are you planning?
We'll get Esteban out of the way. That means you will kill him and take his place.
As long as his bodyguards are with him, I don't have a chance.
Then we'll have to get them to leave by telling the truth.
What truth?
You have done your job. You know that I was behind the attack. Tell Esteban, and he'll send his boys to kill me. I'll expect them here. When they're gone, you can deal with the bastard and I'll take care of the guards.
Sounds like an okay plan, but, well, everyone's trying to stab each other in the back. I don't know if I can trust any one of you lot. But whatever, we'll try and make it work.
Things I could tell you.
So let's save now. This could get dicey. As a mage, I recommend you stand as far away from Esteban as you can while being able to talk with him.
He wants to know.
About the assignment.
Listen, I have other things I have to take care of.
I thought you might be interested in knowing who was behind the attack.
Who is it? Tell me his name so my guards can wring his neck.
The traitor Fisk is behind it. At the moment, he's sitting in the bar unsuspecting and drinking.
Ha! Well done, kid. My guards will take care of him. You heard him, boys. Go get Fisk.
That's nothing new.
And what happens next?
What happens next? I'll tell you what happens. Fisk will die a painful death, and everyone in the camp will find out about it. That'll be a warning to all of them.
Time for things like that.
Do I get a red stone now?
Yeah, you did your job well. Someone like you has no business in the mine. I can use you much better out here. You'll stay in the camp and continue working for me.
Are you trying to play me for a fool? There was never a question of me working for you.
It isn't everyone who gets an offer like this, but if you don't want it,
Get away with that.
you're free to leave the camp.
How about if you keep your word and give me a red stone?
Hey, one more word.
Rely on that.
My guards will have to hurt you too.
What guards?
What?
Just stay away from me with that
You're
magic of
trying
yours.
to pull a fast one. Just you wait.
Cut out that magic.
Oh,
Something
I'm
wrong with
waiting.
your ears? And now for some action.
You know what? Pardon me. Forgot to make some preparations. Just hold still.
Just stay away from me with that.
And dealt
See?
with.
That wasn't so hard.
No, it wasn't very hard at all. Esteban is one tough cookie if you take him on in melee. As a mage, we can make short work of him.
No idea.
And now, let's see how Fisk made out. Oh. Wow, he clobbered these fools before they could even get their weapons drawn. Well, that worked.
Esteban is finished.
I've waited for this for a long time. I think you've got things to do now, and I need to go back to my business. So, if you need anything else, you know where to find me.
I sure do. So we got what we need, but before we move on, I just want to show you a fun little trick. Where the hell am I? So the amusing thing about the way the encounter with Esteban works is that when his guards leave, it's actually based on dialogue when they die. Whoops, wrong one. So if you just skip through his dialogue, things get a little amusing.
You heard him, boys. Go get Fisk.
So when we hit this next dialogue option, they start taking a walk. But when he tries to tell us that we're gonna stay in camp,
And what happens
that's
next?
when things get funny. Right here.
Are you trying to
Bloop.
play me for a fool? There was never a question of me.
What?
That was no big deal.
So we don't need to fight Esteban again, but that's just funny to see. The other thing to note is that if you end up screwing this up, again, the only way you can screw this up is to try and threaten Huno. Because that is kind of the last straw. You can get information from Paul
There've been all kinds of rumors.
as long as you hear it from Lenar. Because Lenar gives you the information, no bones about it, which gets Emilio to crack. And once you have any reason to suspect Huno, you can learn something from Paul. Finn is the odd man out. He's the only one you can screw up for information, but he is completely unnecessary because you only need two people's testimony, which would be Emilio and Paul. But if you threaten Huno, he will not help you anymore, and you will never learn that Fisk was the one behind the attack. So you end up, the only choice you have is to kill Esteban on your own. I just realized that this grass can't be seen from the direction you approach it from. Which is kind of hilarious. So the trick is that actually Esteban's guards don't do a very good job protecting him. Or rather the other way around. I think if you attack Esteban, his guards will come after you, but you can attack the guards one at a time and nobody will come to their defense. So I like to just sit up here and rain death upon them. They're pretty helpless.
I've got no time for things like that.
So he doesn't get any new goods, but let's stock up on these. We're running a bit low. So, I guess next episode, now that we got our red stones, we'll see if these can grant us passage into the inner camp. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you kindly for watching. Once again, I apologize for how long it took to get this out, but I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, don't forget to follow on Twitch for some live stream shenanigans, or check out the link in the description below to the Discord server where we just talk a lot of bullshit. And otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and see you next time.
And there's more, believe me.
It's totally obvious.
I used to say that myself.
You already know what I think.
does he know about duty?